So The Moon Embracing the Sun is one of the biggest hit dramas from Korea. I think it's surpassed 40% viewership rate, and that just shows you how good this drama was. It came out in 2012, and I have rewatched this drama quite a few times because it's still one of my favorite dramas of all times for a bunch of reasons. But this drama, I have to say, it just hits the right spots in a lot of areas. It has a very attractive cast, the story progression is amazing, and the ending is perfect, right? So for those that are new to my podcast, you should know that I do give away spoilers, and so if you've not seen this drama and you would not like anything spoiled, you should probably stop listening at this point. But yeah, The Moon Embracing the Sun is a historical drama that tells the love story between the king of a fictional nation and a shaman called Wall, who we know to be the king's former crown princess. This drama stars Kim Soo-Hyun as the king. It stars Yoo Jin-gu as his younger version playing the crown prince. Han Gain stars the female lead Wall, a shaman with, I guess, a mysterious past that I guess it's only mysterious to Wall herself, like the shaman, and the king. Everybody else knows who she is, like everybody else knows what's going on, but she's blind to her past, and so is the king. They have no idea like that Wall is also Yeonho, who is the daughter of a noble family that was the crown princess. Kim Yoo-jung stars a younger version, who for all intents purposes is dead in this drama, and so the point of this drama is, I guess, the rediscovery of Yeonho, who is now the shaman Wall. This drama was fantastic for a bunch of reasons. One of the biggest reasons for me is that this drama does not fall into the episode 12 to 14 drama curse that a lot of drama fall into, in the sense that because the younger versions are with us for about 6 episodes, we have about 1 or 2 episodes less in the adult version. So if we say that like a normal Korean drama is 16 episodes, right, it's usually 16 episodes, especially back in this time. Like 2012 was the era where most dramas were 16 episodes. Because the younger versions are on until episode 6, there's about 15 episodes for like the adult versions to basically, do their thing, right? And so the story does not fall into that issue of having no plot at like episode 12 to 14 because they actually have no time, right? There's about just 15 episodes for them to rediscover everything and, fall in love again. And so that's what this drama did well, in that it had no lagging in the story. By midpoint, like the story was gearing up to the fact that the king was finding out there was something odd about Wall, right? So that's one thing this drama does well, in that it does not fall flat at any point in the drama. It keeps its high tone up till the end. And then another reason why this drama is one of my favorites is because it ticks a lot of my trope boxes. And when I say my trope boxes, I mean like a list of tropes I love to see in a drama, right? So things like loyalty to one's like love, and like historical drama, strong male lead, like things like that are things I really love about like dramas, right? So if a drama has all those things, I tend to like it. And so this drama does a good job of keeping all those tropes alive. So I was here for it, and I love this drama just because of that, right? And the fact that it ended up also being an historical drama just made it so much better, because I think I tend to like historical dramas more, but the issue with historical dramas is that they tend to end up in tragedy, right? For some reason, like the historical dramas just end up in a bad place. So I have to say I was happy that this drama turned out the way it did, and I guess it did turn out good, like with a happy ending, because it's based on a fictional story. Like it's not based on any specific king in like the Korea like era, right? So they can play with the ending and make it a happy ending, because let's be honest, most royalty in the Korean dynasty or this Joseon dynasty eras, right, they always had bad ending, they did not live long and stuff like that. So typically the stories would have a bad ending, but because this is set in a fictional world, we can have like a good ending, and I was glad for that, honestly. But yeah, anyway, this story starts with the meeting of like Yeonho and the crown prince, who quickly fall in love. Like it takes them no time at all to fall in love, and it's cute, like it's puppy love, and it's very beautiful, very innocent, and I guess both of them aren't tuned into the politics going on around them, right? Especially Yoo Jin-gu's character, the crown prince. I want to say he should know better, but I guess again he's also young and innocent that he did not see it coming. So the crown prince falls in love hard and fast, and I have to say Yoo Jin-gu and Kim Yoo-jung do a fantastic job, and they really set the stage for Kim Soo-hyun and Han Gain to take over. Like they do a very good job. in portraying the love that is growing between these two characters. The scene where he comes to see her when she's basically lying in bed sick, right? She's about to die, like she's on her deathbed. He comes to her and he gives her the hairpin that has the moon embracing the sun. Like that scene has me in absolute tears. Like I was crying like a baby. Like it was so sweet and it was infinitely sad because like we know Yeon-woo survives, right? But for them, like they don't know that, right? And so that scene was very sad to me, right? In a way, it was the last moment for the actor and the actress to meet for the final time, right? And so even though like they grew up and they meet again, but for me that I've been watching them for the past like 6 episodes, right, to come, I got choked up because I know that like this is it for the actors as well, right? And so I was really, really sad about that scene, but it was a very lovely scene. And yeah, the two actors, Yeon Jin-gu and Kim Yoo-jung, they do a really, really good job of setting the stage, right? And I mean, it's so good. They were so good that honestly, this drama could have been a fail if not because Kim Soo-hyun and Han Ga-in are terrific actors. Because those kids are really a tough act to follow, right? And I almost missed them. But again, Kim Soo-hyun, his beautiful face was there to welcome us. So like, I didn't miss them too much. But yeah, they were a very tough act to follow. And so as the story continues, we basically jump like 10 years into the future, right? And our crown prince has become a king. And unfortunately, he has come to suffer from insomnia and lack of sleep, maybe from the guilt and pain he feels over the death of Yeon-woo, who is, I guess, his one true love. And that's where Shaman Wall comes in. As adults, I have to say I really enjoyed their first meeting, right, where he mistakes her lamp for the moon, right, or something like that, and he feels immediately drawn to her. Like I like that scene because the scene where, for example, where she's serving them drinks, right, he's staring at her so hard. I'm like he was so drawn to her even from the very beginning in a way that it was just, the chemistry was just amazing. Because the point where she's telling his bodyguard, played by Song Jae-rim, who again is another fantastic actor, I really love him. He was in Inspiring Generation, and if you've not seen that drama, I think that's a drama that everybody should watch once. It's really good. She's telling him that why is he letting her serve the king a drink when he has no idea what's in it. And in that scene, Kim Soo-hyun pulls her in. I keep saying Kim Soo-hyun, but yeah, Kim Soo-hyun pulls her in, and I just died. Like I died in that scene because, oh my god, the chemistry they have was fire, and I'm thankful for that because it was very important that those two have chemistry, or else this drama would have fallen flat. And thankfully, like Kim Soo-hyun has chemistry with most actresses he acts with. So yeah, that scene was, oh, I felt it. Like I was like, oh yeah, this drama is going to be awesome, right? And yeah, so it's even then that the king, Kim Soo-hyun's character, starts to sense that there's something off about this character, about this shaman that he's meeting for the first time, right? Because she looks like the dead princess, right? And casting wise, honestly, Kim Yoo-jung and Han Ga-in do look alike. They will have like this round face and small features, and so they do a good job of casting in that sense. And so even then he senses there's something off about her, right? And again, he's so taken by her that he asks her what's her name, and she's like, I have no name, and he gives her a name. And I guess even after the pathways, he thinks about her constantly, right? And that's what I like about this drama. Like his love for her was really clear from the very beginning, right? And so he thinks about her constantly, and even asks his bodyguard Jae-won, played by Song Jae-rim, to go back and see if she's still where like they met her. And she's not, of course, right? Because, they've planned, like the evil people have planned some things out, right? And so she's no longer there. And so back at the palace, right, the Queen Daoga and her people and everybody realize that the king's illness it's really a problem. So they have Shaman Wall kidnapped because she's the student of the head shaman that I guess the Queen Daoga really believes in. And so they choose her to become the chosen vessel. And really that's how our story progresses. And again, I loved the enduring love that the king had for Yeon-woo even after her death, right? Even though when he didn't know who she was, he was so completely devoted and loyal to her, right? And so in a sense, like I understood his immediate aversion for Wall, this seemingly low class girl, like who was actually really low class, like in the sense that shamans were, I think, lower than ordinary citizens, but a little better than slaves, right? And so I guess I could sense that he could not understand his attraction to her, and it pissed him off because he felt like he was betraying Yeon-woo, his one true love. And I like that dilemma that they show because he was trying not to find her interesting and he was failing miserably. He always ended up like pulling her into his arms, stroking her face, staring at her. Like he stared at her so much that I was like scorching. Like he stared at her so much that like the chemistry was fire between those two, right? And Kim Soo-hyun does a really good job of showing you the this confused attraction that this character was feeling, right? And I have to say, like, a lot of people had something to say about Han Gain when this drama first aired, in the sense that she seemed like a blank slate most of the time. Her acting wasn't too pronounced, right? And I think I like that acting. Like, her acting to me works because, in a sense, the shaman Wall, like, she's super confused about who she is. She has no recollection of her past, right? She's, for the most part, wiped, right? And Han Gain does a good job of showing you that, right? She always has this sorrowful way of looking, right? Like, almost like as if her soul could remember what has happened to her, but her mind doesn't, right? And so she is like, deep down, she remembers that she was like buried alive and things like that. But obviously, she actually doesn't recall things like that, but like her soul remembers. And so Han Gain has a way of looking very sad and sorrowful that, it speaks to me. I really liked her acting in this. So I was very satisfied with her. Moving on in the story, as time progresses, right, our king realizes that something is really amiss with Wall, right? And this is when basically the conspiracy from 10 years ago starts to unravel. Another element I mentioned earlier about why this drama was worth it for me was that I liked strong male lead. And I have to say, this drama does a good job of giving you a king that is not weak, spineless, or dumb, right? The king in this drama has a lot of strength and power, right? Even though he's not absolute, like his power is not absolute, it's to the point where everybody feared him finding out about what happened to his crown princess, right? And that's something I really liked, because the worst thing they could have done was make him a sniveling, weak king, right? And I wouldn't have been able to stand this drama if it was like crying woe is me after time, right? Because I recently tried watching Bloody Heart that stars Ijun as the king, because like he had a similar enough premise to this drama, in the sense that the moon embracing the sun, and Bloody Heart has like the king losing his love interest that's supposed to be his crown princess and queen, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm going to watch it because it's similar in that sense. But unfortunately, that drama, I couldn't stand it because of how idiotic the king was acting. Like, he had tears in his eyes like half the time, and he was very annoying. In this drama, yes, like Kim Soo-Hyun's character, the king, cries a few times, right? But every time he did, it kind of made sense to me, right? I especially liked the scene where he finds out the truth about Wall and what like she's been through and who she is, that she's basically Yeon-ho, his lover, right? And he breaks down in tears, right, over what she's gone through. And that scene was painful for me that even I was crying. Like, I was like, oh my god, I understand, right? And it's that kind of like tearful moments I like. I don't like when a character is crying when they're supposed to be doing things, like trying to solve things, right? So in this drama, it's the king's smarts that help him connect the dots from like the similarities in the handwriting of the shaman and the handwriting of Yeon-ho, right? That he understands that, oh my god, the handwriting is too similar for this to be a coincidence, right? Him taking the initiative to have someone investigate her death when it becomes doubtful. That's also something that I was like happy about, because I don't like when the plot, like the solution, right, just falls flat on their lap. Like, it makes them seem weak and useless. Like, they will not have solved this if not for because the story had to progress, right? And so I was very glad and happy with how they took the king's character. It was very well like written in that sense, right? And even the villains in this drama too, right? The villains are also well portrayed. Like, I could understand how the villains came to do what they were doing. Like, no villain was extremely cartoonish or annoying in that sense, right? Their actions made sense for what they were trying to achieve. For example, like in particular, the king's little sister, right, played by Kim So-Hyun as a child and Nambora as the adult version. Just side note, like, I have to say that Nambora was one of two actors in this drama that I felt was a miscast. The second being Yeonwoo's brother. I feel like they should have gotten two different actors to play the older version of those characters. Like that couple, right, the older couple. I felt like it wasn't working for me, right? But anyway, yeah, the princess puts herself in a situation where she's used to kill the crown princess, Yeonwoo, just so she can marry Yeonwoo's brother. Like, it was awful, right? But again, the character, she regrets it, felt guilty about it. Although I have to say, like, I feel like that does not excuse what she did, because in the end they kind of forgive her for it. But honestly, she was kind of brazen to marry into the family anyways, especially after she realized what she'd done, like what they'd use her to do, right? Like, she basically cut off his chance for a bright future, because Yeonwoo's brother was supposed to be one of like the king's people, along with like the bodyguard that was going to, help the king when he ascended the throne, right? And she basically cut that off for him, and it was odd to me because she expected him to love her regardless, right? The audacity after helping murder his sister, right? And again, for all intents purposes, she has no idea that Yeonwoo survived, right? And so I don't know why she was like always sad, oh, he's not willing to sleep. I'm like, you're basically a monster, honestly, right? And the scene where they go and pray on the grave of the father, I think, right? Like Yeonwoo's dad. She's also there, and like she's like feeling guilty, and like I'm just like, she's this girl, she needs to be hanged. Like, how dare she, right? After all she's done. I feel like she's the most brazen because of what she wanted, right? In the sense that the queen also did the same thing, but I could understand the queen because the queen is not trying to marry into the family of the girl she killed. So that character was very difficult to swallow. But yeah, still, like, the villains were well done in that sense, like especially the princess, right? Everybody that played a role into the death, like the assassination of the crown princess, they did it in little ways that all ended up being the conspiracy it did, right? And I guess I'm so grateful for the shaman because she was one that ensured that Yeonwoo survived, even if she had, like, they had to bury Yeonwoo alive first, which is like, geez, like, I don't know how Yeonwoo survived that. Like, I would be mentally unstable. And I guess there are some points where Yeonwoo, like, you can tell Wall is feeling the effects of that. She was remembering things like that, right? And so, you know, the villains are well done. The feeling of guilt and fear, like the queen, for example, was so scared when she thought like Yeonwoo was coming back to haunt her. And I have to say, I love watching the queen suffer more than anybody else, because that's what I love about the character of the king. He gave her no time of the day, like not even a little bit, and he was snarky and mean about it as well. Almost like he knew she did something to like take the position of like his precious Yeonwoo. He was so pissed at her half the time, like he could not stand to touch her, in fact, right? And I just love that because that's how I want to see like second female leads that are villains. That's how I want to see all male leads treat them. Kim Soo-Hyun's character does a good job of like just sticking it to her all the time, right? Like, he insults her so much that I'm like, don't you have pride? But yeah, this drama was good on that point. And it's so good because this is why I did not have any second lead syndrome. Like, a lot of people have second lead syndrome in dramas, but I tend not to. And this drama was one where it was solid. Grand Prince Yang Myung was amazing, played by Jung Il-Woo, but you just can't beat Kim Soo-Hyun. Like, you can't beat him. He's too good. He's too well written that I rooted for him till the end. There was never any competition in my heart that like he was the one for Wall, right? He was the one for Yeonwoo, and I don't think even for Yeonwoo there was any competition. It was easily always going to be the king, right? And so yeah, this drama was fantastic. I also loved the OST. The OST of this drama, Back in Time by Lin, is one of my favorites up to this day. Like, I loved that song like so much. I still listen to it till this day. And yeah, so this drama was awesome in that sense. Like, everything about this drama, the setting, the music, the acting was so well done. It's very nice because these days you see like Kim So-hyun and Kim Yoo-jung, like you see them, they're all acting their own as like the female lead in their own dramas, and it's amazing because they've grown so much and it makes me feel old. But yeah, this drama was good. I don't think a drama can surpass this. Like, I don't think the rating this drama got is doable in today's day. Like, I don't think I've seen a drama that has gotten that high to like a 40-something%, and for good reason. This drama does everything it's doing well. Like, it's not that it's not cliched. It's cliched in some ways, but it's fantastic because even with the cliche, it does a good job of what it's trying to do, right? It doesn't fall short in any way, right? And so this drama was one of the best. 10 out of 10 for me. Like, I love it so much. I will rewatch this drama a billion times. No one can say anything wrong about this drama. This drama is fantastic, right? Yeah, so I really love this drama, and yeah, that's my review of The Moon Embracing the Sun. One of the best dramas to ever come out, honestly. It's amazing. You can't beat this drama. Like, it's up there, right? And so yeah, that's my review of this drama. Thank you guys so much for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.